Hey, I think it's about time we get started. So I apologize for the wait. I realized that I hadn't plugged my computer into Ethernet, and Forza decided that it wanted to dump a big, giant update, even though they just updated, like, 2 days ago. So that's fun. But yeah, tonight, my brain hurts. So we're just gonna have some fun with some nice Valhalla soundtrack. Okay. It is all the way downloaded. Now it's just installing. Okay. Let's see if this works. I'll see. I tried 4 first, but for whatever reason my Microsoft account got signed out. I don't remember the email that it's associated with. So hopefully this goes well. All right, let's see if it'll let me log in really quick. Oh, what if I link accounts? Maybe this way I'll be able to play 4, but I think the issue is that I have the standard edition for 4. I don't think I have any cars on this save file. Okay, we are up and running. Let's just see if the game actually lets me in. Yeah, I guess I'll switch over to the game. Okay, let me go to... settings. I go to audio. And we don't need to listen to anybody. And we don't need to listen to the GPS. LFE, low frequency audio effects. Speaker setup. Or in headphones. Okay. Save and continue. I think we are ready. See which car are we going to take out. Do I have? I feel like I had more cars than this. But maybe not. Okay, let me get the audio working. Drive. Let's see. Okay, I think what's happening is the music is overpowering everything. Oh, I see what it is. It's just overpowering for me, I think. 1 second. Oh, maybe... One second, I'm trying to sort out settings right now. How about this? Okay, I think I'm just going to make it really quiet for me, but make it so that you guys can hear it. Because it's just sounding really muffled to me. Let's see. I feel like that's way too loud. Okay. Trying to remember. Trying to remember which button is my... Okay, that's my drift button. Okay, got it. Well, not drift button, my handbrake. Hi. How are there people here? Enter. Okay, let's get a fun new car. Buy new and used cars. Car pass. 370Z. Do 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 do. I want to get like a old car. I guess this is technically an old car. Might be fun. That's a 280Z. Let's get like a old classic. I see that. Oh, they have Abarth cars again. There's some Alfa Romeos. Yeah, they definitely updated. Valhalla concept car from Aston Martin. Sport Quattro. We could try the M1. M1 might be fun. How much does this cost? 580? How much do I have? Not that much. Do 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 do. Ferraris. Fords. Formula Drift. What's that? Oh, it's these ones in the pack. Holden. Honda. Try an S2000. Let's try the S2000. I like this one. Wait, I thought I selected that one. What gives? Select. Buy. All right, let's go have some fun. Let's get out and drive. I like how the cars just look like they're floating. Oh, that's weird. Oh, this is a fun sounding car. I forget, does the S2000 have the K motor in it? Ooh, points! Oh, and there are people flying over there in the background. Oh, that's why it's revs really high. I'm looking at our meters down there. And that is very high. Indeed. Let me just aggressively pass this guy. And brake check him. I'm the problem. Car has a lot of grip. And then it doesn't. Well, it might also be because it doesn't... I don't feel like I'm going as fast as I think I'm going. I want to race. Holy crap, this thing slings. Oh, it wants me to go on this dirt road. Okay. Oh, whoops. Enter event. Solo. Anything goes. Oh. Rally monsters. Try. No idea what this says. Let's try it. Wait, it has car restrictions? No, I'm playing by myself. I shouldn't be restricted to which cars I use. Just let me do it as long as I don't have to, like, submit my time. Because it's absolutely not the car for this kind of race, but we're gonna do it anyway. Yeah, that's what I figured. We're here with the Miatas. No. No. Don't patronize me, game. It's okay to lose. That is a slow start. Probably have to cut deeper here. There we go. We have 3 laps though. I think we can still catch up to first. Because he's right there. Oh, 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 I'm sliding out. Freak. I think I hit a patch of mud. Well, so much for those gains I got. Oh, well, looks like I'm not the only one though. Airborne pass. That is redonkulous. They're also spinning out because they're rear-wheel drive. Okay, we got this. Come on, let's recover. Alright, coming around the turn. Uh-oh. We hit a weird patch. Oh, no you don't. There we go. Okay, well, we managed to recover a little bit. I think that's pretty good for crashing and getting back in it. Because we're only 3 seconds behind the lead. Hooray, money. I would like to try that again. Oh, does this actually... Does this put us back here? Yes, we can... They finally are putting us back where we're at the beginning. So you can try the race again. Or not, because maybe it's because it's a circuit. It surprises me how long the first gear is, or how tall it is. All right. Let's take the inner line here, even if we have to play a little dirty. Oh, awesome clean racing, apparently. Should I argue we did not? But whatever. Oh, that was 100% not intentional. There we go. We're holding control now. Boom. Are these pallets restacking themselves? I might need to up the difficulty a little bit. I say that, but we're still on the second lap. I still have plenty of opportunities to mess it up. Hi, Ari. Drive faster! I'll drive faster, Ari. How is Phasmophobia? Ended pretty badly. Did the phantoms wreck you all over again? Here, 1 second. Watch as I read my texts and drive. We finished the challenge. Oh, congratulations. But other stuff happened. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel that. I'm just having a brain hurty day. So I'm doing something simple that doesn't require too many brain cells. Like driving. I wanted to chill here while I vibe. Yeah, feel free, go ahead. It's mostly just gonna be music from Valhalla and loud engine whirring sounds. But I'm assuming you're into that stuff. Yes, yes. I love the sound of the S2000 engine. It revs really high. Sure, like... I've also turned all the voices off because they're annoying. I'm trying to save up money to get an MR2. That's S2000 when they built the red line around. Yes, yes. So this one is the one that redlines that flats out at 10,000, which I guess it's a true Honda motor, right? I mean, they did get their start with motorcycles, so it makes sense. But yeah, there are a couple ways to make power. One is displacement, and the other is revving really, really fast. And guess what F1 does? They have a ramp at the end. I am not a Honda bro, but this engine sounds a lot of fun. Oh, you have a Honda motorcycle. I don't know a lot about motorcycles other than generally how they're put together. But I don't know any differences between brands. But I do know that Honda, in general, likes to go for like high revs. I also think that they're the ones that tried making an oval piston engine once for their motorcycles, if I'm remembering correctly. It's a cruiser. Okay. Okay, go make lunches, BRB. Yeah. Wait. Here, 1 second. Let me destroy the local infrastructure. 1 second. That's why I'm not going fast. I'm not in first. What is here? Oh. Let's go off-roading in this roadster. Meet Rami at the new house in Mulegé. I'm kind of sad though. The game stopped having like the generated AI, and they have real people out here now. It makes me sad because the AI at the very beginning of the game, when they don't have you hooked up to lobbies yet, is so chaotic. Like, none of the AI knows what it's doing because there are just too many cars on the road. Let's do another race. Whoosh. Ah! Wait, this isn't a race. This is a house. Although, something I do miss about Peru, now that I'm looking at these houses, I miss having super colorful houses. I think that's something I really liked and took home with me from South America. I love just having bright, vibrant colors on my house. We have the Spada. The Spada was kind of fun. But I think we're gonna stick with the S2000 for now. Okay. Let's do some road racing. Okay, they're making me do the adventure things. This one's a bit difficult because it revs so high that getting a good drift off of it is a bit tricky. The sweet spot, because you vary over the RPM range so much. It's kind of hard to get the sweet spot. I love this game. I really do. Do you play it with a controller? Or do you use your racing setup? Because I really love what they did with vibration on the Xbox controller. It's really good. Like, it gives you pedal vibrations on the right rumble and brake vibrations on the left. Really good. I made a 75 Holden Sandwagon into a drag vehicle, making it the Dragon Wagon. Hey, Pond, welcome on in. My brain's hurty today, so I'm just chilling out with some Valhalla music and driving fast cars, and hopefully making them go sideways a little bit. There we go. That's more like it. No, that's too sideways. I love that I don't have to face the consequences of my actions in this game. Sorry, man, I'm glad you're getting to chill out. Nah, it's okay. I just, about halfway through work, I was getting stuff done. I was working on a new project. And about halfway through the day, my brain just went kaput and I started having like major brain fog. And I wanted to do stuff like I was trying to decide between building a wind tunnel and a water tunnel. Because I was looking at it, and to build anything for under like $1,000, it's probably not only going to be for visualization purposes, not for like getting pressure data or forces. So I'm tempted to go the water tunnel route because it makes it easier to see stuff, because it makes it easier to see stuff because the water flows slower, and it works pretty good for non-rounded leading edges. But sizing a pump for water is a bit more difficult than just getting a fan, as I am finding out. But I did find some good research documents on water tunnel design, so I'm like in the like, what do I want to make? Because it's kind of hard to do the wind tunnel small, because how it works is the smaller you make your model compared to your real life model, the faster you have to run air over it in order to match the same conditions. So if I make my model half the size of what's actually going on, then in order to match conditions at 80 miles per hour wind, I have to run the wind through the wind tunnel at 160 miles per hour, which is ridiculous. Up you with the final product you enjoy. That's definitely a big decision. It's not necessarily big decisions. It's a lot of tiny decisions that build up to a big end product, and there are a lot of things that where you make a decision and you like find out down the road that, oh shoot, that wasn't a good decision based on like the limitations of hardware I can get and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm trying to spend under $1,000 on the pumper fan unit, and that's difficult. The other difficult thing is getting a fan for visualization is easy, but again, air visualizations are really hard because the air moves so fast. So it's hard to slow down and see patterns unless you have a high-speed camera. But the getting electric pumps, which were the ones that would be easy to control how fast they're going, rather than gasoline or diesel-powered ones, those ones are like, they use a lot of electricity. more electricity than I would feel comfortable running through the garage. Oh, hey, Ash. Bald. That's okay. We are playing someone that is very, very bald and also a quadriplegic. Yeah, it's a lot of wind. Yeah, so it very quickly gets very expensive. And this is why wind tunnel tests are not the end-all be-all. It's actually really, really difficult to get good data out of a wind tunnel. What do we design? Oh, I was, earlier today and last night, I was going over how I would, 1 second. I was going over how I would, design the wind tunnel / water tunnel that I'm trying to do. But the size that I could make in my backyard at the new place is kind of limits, what I can do. I also have to be respectful of the neighbors. I would like to have an electric pump or fan if possible because they're quieter than the gas ones. I am living in the suburbs, so, but again, for water, it might not be viable unless I get really, really tiny. Yeah, so many variables. So the big things that we need to consider are the size. 1 second. We have to consider the size of everything. We need to consider our power source for making the fluid go fast. And then those are the two, and then we need to decide, the other thing to decide is what do we want to put through the tunnel? Do we want water? Do we want oh, I think I need to make a photo on this one. Do we want water? Do we want air? Because there are benefits and drawbacks to both. Well, also don't collapse your garage. Residential constructions are pretty squishy. Yeah, so I would not be... So I'd be running the power out of the garage, but I would not... It would not be in the garage, because there needs to be space for my workshop and for putting cars in there. Yeah, it's going to be outside. Yeah, I have enough of a backyard that I can do that. We could go find Ramiro, but he's fine. Yeah, but there are three main variables that we can control. But again, like, price is definitely... Price is definitely a factor. And then the other thing that's a factor is limitations on how much electricity we can use. Says the industrial fans use a lot less electricity than the industrial pumps. What? That counted as being out of bounds? Lame. Oh. It's hard to see when I'm not in first person, my front tires. Yeah, that's my excuse. That would be a good IRL stream, watching a wind tunnel being built. So I'll design it first, and then I'll like source the parts, and then yeah, I'll probably build it. And then the real thing is like making sure it does what we want it to do. So I was thinking of doing... there are a couple other things I need to do if I do the water tunnel. I need to just decide on one, because either water or wind will determine which visualization technique I use. Because if it's water, I'd kind of like to use I'd like to use a thin wire to produce hydrogen bubbles with electricity and use that as my visualization media, so that way I don't have to clean out the water. And it will probably be a recirculating system if it's water, because water expensive. And I don't want to make a giant lake out of the back of my house. But if it's wind, which arguably would be simpler to build, I would probably use smoke and lasers. Yeah! Get in there. That'll be a good excuse to build a swimming pool. So it wouldn't be in the ground. Although having it... So one technique we can use that makes calculations easier is you can make a very, very large reservoir. If you can manage to make a large reservoir that's standing practically still when you pump stuff through compared to the other flow, it helps a lot with simplifying equations. Of course, having something that's an infinitely big reservoir would be nice. It's not really possible. So we just make it as big as we can within our constraints. Yeah, and attached to the swimming pool as the water reservoir, yeah. That's what I would do if I owned the home, but I'm renting, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, the garage is pretty old, but it's nice because it has room for one car. It has a bunch of storage in the roof. And then it also has a bunch of, it has like this side edition that's a workshop, which is really fun. But yes, this is our bald quadriplegic. He's also deaf in both ears. This is why he can't hear anybody talking. No matter how ridiculous being a quadriplegic driver would actually, that's deaf, would actually be. Okay. Let's see if we can, let's see if we can... Oh, is Donut Media in this game? Oh, no. What are you making me do? The only thing I hate about this game is the inability to skip cutscenes. Other than that, I think it does everything that Forza Horizon 4 does better. Except it doesn't have my favorite car, which is the Lancia Stratos HF. Wait! This isn't what I wanted to do! And suddenly I'm in a unicorn car? What is this? Got a roll cage and everything. Oh, the brakes actually work on this one. Holy crap, I'm pulling 150 in like 4th or 5th gear. Ah! Not the F40! I think that's the F40. out of the way. I just roughed her up a little bit. Nothing too bad. Oh, is this like a... Was that like a modded Supra? Horizon 5 Summer Party? Okay. More cutscenes. I just want to go find a fun car. I don't want to open Forza Link. Hello? Doesn't want to. Oh no. I think it's because I removed the Forza Link button. It messed it up. Oh no. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can find a fun car. No, no, let me in. Let me in. Okay. Auto show. I always have some older Bugattis here. Cadillac, no. Chevy. Let's see what we have. There's a ZR1. Got the Stingray. The Hellcats. The one that's actively trying to kill you. We got Mustang 2000 AT. Interesting. Ford Cobra. Hennessy. I haven't seen any Hennessy cars here in the US. The Honda. And Hot Wheels. Just the Infinity International Etel Design. Jaguar. You know, there's some people at my work that have the Jaguar Type F or F Type. It's legit. I think in terms of body styling, looks really nice. They don't have the F Type here for some reason though. They have the F Pace, which is like their SUV. It's like the Porsche SUV where it's kind of crappy. Lancia. They added my car! I don't have enough money for it. We're buying it with my good boy ticket. Should we get like an embarrassing anime girl on the side? Sounds like real life. Now we'll go for colors. A red, yellow, blue. Has to be red, of course. Car voucher. So this is There's a company that actually makes replicas of these as a kit car. And I really want to get it eventually. The issue is you have to have it imported in. And then the other issue is finding an engine to go into it, as well as some other pieces. But, yeah. One thing though, I refuse to drive in this car without upgrading the tires. Anti-lag turbochargers can now be fitted to turbocharged vehicle. Okay. That just sounds like cheating. But there are anti-lag kits that you can do. Custom upgrading. Don't show this message. I know what I'm doing. Oh, there are new rims, I guess. Well, why would I do that? The original ones look so sick. I guess if you want lighter ones. Okay. Yeah, so like the biggest thing you can do on your real life car to improve handling and performance is to get good tires. That's not a lie. That is like legitimate. That's like the best thing you can do. Let's see. This is technically, this is a rally car. Let's put some rally tire compound on it. But yeah, that's coming from an engineer. Best thing you can do, get good tires and make sure you keep your tires from being balding. Don't drive with balding tires. Let's see, we could make them ultra thick. Let's just make them a little thicker. Yeah, because old cars, unfortunately, handle like butter on the streets. Because they had crappy tires. Oh, this feels good. Oh, are they doing Donut Media's high-low car thing? That's fun. But no, we have our driving machine already. Alright, chat, let me know if you get sick. I will swing this car around. Oh, this engine sounds so fun. Alright, let's go find... Oh, that's not what I want to do. Perfection. I want to race. Zoom! Yeah, and this, folks, is why you don't text and drive. As I go, like, 90 miles per hour down the road while distracted. At least I'm in first-person mode, so I'm handling things better. I found out that I am not too good at playing racing games in third person. Walter! I need to port this game to VR. I think this would be a good candidate. I definitely think it has wide monitor support. Because racing sims tend to use that. My only issue is I would need to get like a fan that blows on my face or something, because I would throw up hardcore. But yeah, this would be a fun game in a VR simulator. Same, it's so much more fun to drive in first person as well. Well, yeah, because that's like what I'm used to. I like driving cars. I've actually not heard this song. I guess I didn't unlock it. Oh, is this like the Ara Ara robot ladies singing? Oh, it is raining though. Let's try upping the difficulty. And we'll try this race multiple times if we need to. Cuz I think a big thing is just learning the track so you can make good driving decisions. I used to love driving IRL, but drivers have become so darn aggressive lately, and I've actively hated driving for the past 2 years. I can feel that. My commute's pretty long, but we're going at like a snail's pace down the highway because there are so many people. Oh, these drivers actually know what they're doing. That's nice. Oh! Not today. I'm gonna cut him off. As a former forklift driver, I'm not as patient with driving as I used to. But I definitely, my big rules are I don't speed in residential zones, and I give at least 4 to 5 seconds of signaling to let people know what I'm doing before I do it. They've literally ruined it for me. If I'm not driving the back road during the day, I kind of slip back into enjoying it. Don't text and drive, folks. No! My brothers pushed me forward. And this is a harder race because it is raining, so I guess I shouldn't feel too bad about myself. I don't know the track. I'm reading. It's raining. And I'm on highly skilled mode, apparently. Let's see. I do know that they have drafting in this game, so if I can get up behind somebody, I can overtake them. By hiding in their wake. There we go, just kiss the back. Somebody clip for that for insurance. No, officer, I swear I was not texting and driving. You can't prove it. I'm actually surprised at how well I'm keeping up with them. I say that, but I still have like 20% of the race to mess this up. Okay, I'm gonna take the inside corner on this one. There we go. Kind of the fun thing with the older cars is you really have to fight for that speed. Come on, no! If we had done a little bit better, we would have gone third at least. That was a good challenge. I like that. Yeah, I definitely like driving windy back roads. Some of my favorite road trips are just windy by the coasts, through forests, through mountains. I love seeing the scenery change as I pass. Let's see, how much... Beat me by... Oh, 1.5 seconds. Darn. Oh, no. Sorry, I lied. Beat me by half a second. Okay. Let's try that again, though. We'll try that race one more time. Yeah. We got the new Miata. Or newer body type Miata, I should say. I don't care. I don't care. Take me back. Where was that? Where's the race I just did? This one? This one. Can I fast travel? Can I not fast travel yet? Darn it. Okay. That's okay, we'll just go back. I do like the sense of like being in the world in the Horizon games. I do really wish that they would let you finish a race, get the rewards, and then retry it again. To be fair, though, because we're not exactly competitive in this car build. What the heck? No. No, I don't. No. No, I wanted to go back to my race. I forgot how intrusive the story is in this. Back. Yeah, now we're more in the Lancia's element. It was originally designed as a rally car. I love how you can see his little bald head through the rear window. Oh, this is a hard version of that song. Okay, let's try it again. This time we will win. All right, let's do this. Second time's the charm. So I really don't want to have to go all the way back again. Okay, overcorrected a little bit there. That's okay. We are balling now. Come on. Shoot. It's okay, we're good. We still have third. Come on, it's downhill now. No. Shoot. Well, that cost me the race. We'll restart that one. No, I missed the checkpoint. Darn it. That's okay. Third time's the charm. we go. Nope. Yeah, I took the corner. Okay, now we just need to catch up with Soul Calamity. That may not happen. That was a hard turn. And I am overcorrecting. Nope, I'm gonna get second. We will aggressively defend second place. Nope. I screwed up that turn. No, don't spin out on me. So the fun thing about this game, you could definitely feel when the car's starting to kick. So you can correct better than you could in 4. All right. I say second place is respectable on highly skilled. Beat me by a full 5 seconds, though. That's a bit difficult to reach at this point. Hey, we made it on the podium. Oh, we can spin a wheel. What's that got us? Nothing. Alright, apparently there's another race over here. But why are they putting cones in the road? Sillies? Okay, Playa Azul Circuit. Let's try this out. It's a circuit, so it'll be closer than the last one, so that might be nice. More turns for us to overtake at. I think this is a left-handed loop. No! I was robbed. No! I am definitely straining the suspension on this. All right, we gotta catch up. Okay. Might need to turn down the sensitivity on the steering wheel a bit. Ah, shoot. Can't let this nerd with no license plate get in front of me. Air quotes clean racing, apparently. There we go. I am not popping into fifth for this, so I will regret it. Come on, can at least catch the guy in fourth. I don't think I can. I think he's too far ahead. No! Get back here, Vince Vicious! This race will be mine! It definitely needs smoother control on these turns. The issue I'm running into is I'm overcorrecting because of my jerky thumbstick motions. Alright, let's try that race again. Maybe there's another version of that race. Get some finer motor controls in here. Okay. No. Ramiro, I don't want... No. I don't want to listen to you. Okay, we'll try this again. No. We're gonna get this and we're gonna win. There we go. Okay. The first difficult turn. We can do this. Just have to do the best racing we've ever done in our lives. As Doug would say. Okay, we're definitely doing better than we were last time. We are going to catch them. It's going to happen. Come on. I gotta catch them. Oh, nice car. Thank you. Oh, I am trying so hard to catch second place right now.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for the wow. 1 second. I am so concentrated right now. I am in try-hard mode. This is the third lap. I don't think I'm gonna be able to... I don't think I have enough horsepower to catch up. Unless I, like, absolutely wreck them in the first lap. By bodying them into, like, a wall or something. I can see him. He's right there. But alas, it was not to be. We got third. I'm happy with that. Nice car. Dang. Yeah, it's the Lancia Stratos. It was a rally car back in, I think, the 80s? Or no, the 70s. And they got some people, I think, from Ferrari to do the body design. This game could be silly hard, kind of like Wreckfest if you play that. I have not played Wreckfest. But yes, I am playing without any assists, and I am also playing with manual transmission and clutch, and I am also playing on highly skilled. So I think I'm doing pretty good for playing with the controller. There is a bit of a science to driving, so I think that helps a little bit. Well, no, I've played this. I just like I like having a bunch of real cars, and I like the graphics. I like the open world, open driving, because that's the kind of driving I like to do. And then I like being able to just have fun. Like, if I crash, it's not necessarily going to punish me. You just get to keep on going. It's from the creators of the Flatout series. Holy jazz, that's hardcore. Yeah. So I like this because it gives me real cars, but it's still a game. It's very much a game in its DNA. So I get to relax. I don't have to think too much about stuff, and I get to play real life cars that maybe one day I could own, perhaps. Although I do want to, but it'll probably be like 10 years or so before I have the time, the space, and the energy to get one of these Lancia Stratos kits. Yes! Money! We got a skirt. Now we're balling. So yeah, the kind of car I want to get in the future is a mid-engine configuration car. Definitely, so I'm thinking the next 2 years or so, because I know there are a couple around me, getting a 86 or 89 Toyota MR2. Because I know they exist around me. I saw one go up for sale for 8,000. That was nearby. I don't have the money to spend on that yet. But I would like to, eventually. There'd also be, like, there's always the Fiero, but it's a Fiero. It has a tiny little van motor in it. GM's attempt at making a Japanese-style mid-engine car. And all the ones I've seen are in horrible condition. Like, the engine is just rotting out of the back of the car. Ooh, that'd be a neat car when you can. My second car was a 1986 Volkswagen Cabriolet. I love that thing. But the parts were rare and expensive as hell. Yeah. That's the thing. The nice thing with the... Well, yeah, the big thing is, yeah, getting parts, because a lot of times with foreign cars of that year, you can't even go to junkyards to find the stuff. So probably what I would be doing is I would send out to get, like, if it's like control arms and stuff, I would probably 3D scan the originals and then make something similar and have it sent out to be made. I do know that you can do stuff. I know there's a relatively cheap metal cutting service. So if you can cut plates and make them into, like, weld them together into some sort of, like, web structure, you can get some pretty strong stuff. Stuff that's good enough to be, and strong enough to be, like, control arms and stuff. If you've ever seen, I think his YouTube name is MattFast. He's an engineer that used to work at Tesla, and he does a bunch of weird things, modifying cars to do things that they weren't originally made to do. His latest project is an off-road Dodge Viper. For real, I've sold it since. I need a cruise control actuator. Oh, a vacuum pump. Yeah, the vacuum pumps go out on those a lot, I've seen. I could only find one in the US, and it was for a Saab. Sounds neat as hell. Yeah. Well, I feel like of people that were born like 5 years before me, for car guys, the Dodge Viper is the air quotes cool car, but it's called a Widowmaker for a reason. I think it's what has like, it has a I believe it has a V10 engine or a V12. I forget which one it is. But it's basically just car wrapped around an engine with as little suspension and cooling as they could fit into it so that it can just go fast. The first one, the first generation, didn't even have ABS on a car that makes a ridiculous amount of wheel torque in the back only. And that's insane. Yeah, the thing is so dangerous. A guy at my old job was super into Crosstrek, which is kind of, you set up like cones in a giant parking lot and you do time attacks. And one of the guys had a modded out Viper where he improved the suspension. So that once you improve the suspension, it gets significantly better. But yeah, Chevrolet is not exactly renowned for their engineering or for their quality in their manufacturing. So they have to resort to being cool, and Dodge is their cool line. It takes a pro driver to handle, yes, somebody that's really experienced with, especially with rear-wheel drive cars. Because rear-wheel drive cars are a totally different beast from front-wheel drive. Most common commuter cars are front-wheel drive, and how they're set up, they kind of naturally... If you can think about the direction your tire is pushing as an arrow, and then the location of the arrow being at the front and the back, a front-wheel drive car, whenever you are correcting, the correction turns your car to restore it to going straight. But a rear-wheel car is less stable, and that's why rear-wheel cars tend to like kick out on you, because the force that's driving the car forward is behind the center of gravity of the car. And if we're going really into car talk, we're going super into car talk. There are advantages to having rear-wheel drive, and that as you launch, your car will naturally tilt backwards. As you do that, you press more weight into the rear wheel, which allows you to get better torque, which means you accelerate faster when you're launching. Yeah, it is pretty fascinating. It's like you take all the individual pieces that you would learn in a high school physics course, and then you piece them together. But you can definitely do things like do basic approximations based on how big the car is for drag purposes. And there are simplified equations for like calculating roll resistance and stuff. So you can get pretty good ballparks. But yeah, car physics are a lot of fun. I mostly deal with the aerodynamic side, so I can tell you why car bodies in modern cars are shaped a certain way and why they're all kind of look the same. Can't tell you why we're going to SUVs. I think it's just market demand. But SUVs are not... They made them more aerodynamic than they were. But it's hard to keep the soul of an old car that had a lot of sharp edges and still make it like meet emission standards. Which is kind of why like the Toyota MK Mark II, the second generation looks wildly different from the first one. Same thing with like the Durangos and Jeeps. Although Jeep kind of doesn't care. Again, Chrysler is at the helm of that, so. Going to be quiet. Get those unsavory folks. I will get them. I'm not really looking to win this one. I'm just having fun. And he's spinning out. But that's okay. That's just opportunity for us. Can drive with our robo hands. Okay. We'll wreck him in this turn. Just cut him off. Yeah! I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to get first here. Ooh, that's a sharp corner. We might be able to work with this. Or... I don't think so. I think they're too far ahead for us to catch up with them. In this game, what tends to happen is first place gets a huge lead ahead of second. For whatever reason. It might be... Oh, we missed the checkpoint. Well, there goes the race. I thought I hit that. Have you ever played the game Catherine? I bought the full body edition recently to replay it. It's so good. I started playing it. It makes my brain hurt. I picked it up because it was on sale on the Switch. And I really liked Persona 5. Since it's the same team working on it, I figured I'd check it out. Darn dude, I'm sorry. Oh no, it's fine. I just crashed. It happens. And in a video game, it doesn't matter. But no, regardless, that race was fun. And I still get a lot of credits from it, even if I finish last, because my difficulty's cranked up so high. Yeah, the amount of techniques are insane that they put into like this simple like moving block game. It's really cool. I do like how in full body edition they give our protagonist an option that's not horrible. As for like a person to go after. Even though I do know the plot twist of Rin. But yeah, no, I really appreciated him having somebody that's actually nice to him. Because both Catherines are awful manipulators, and I was like, nope, I'm not having any of this. So I definitely, eventually, I want to get a racing sim set up. I definitely have to wait to get a little bit more room. Or at least make some sort of frame system that disassembles very easily to fold up. It's probably easier to just buy a frame and then adapt it so that it can stand up on itself. Ixer racing streams? Maybe. I am thinking of doing a science stream in 2 weeks after I move in. I think I'll be testing out making hydrogen bubbles if I can in water with thin wires. Just sort of checking the viability of having that as my setup. Oh yeah, no, the pipe frames, yeah, no, the frames themselves are cheap. Fortunately, the direct force feedback gigs are a bit expensive, and there's a lot of tuning you have to do. But yeah, I definitely need let's see if we can get the MR2. Toyota. Lola? Lotus. Oh, they have the Elise. Elises, I think, have a Toyota engine in them. Elegance, and then add lightness. Or it was like simplicity and then add lightness, I think was their whole deal. We got the Trans Am. No Fiero there, I noticed. The Reliant Robin. I love the Mazda Dorito engines. Oh, the ones in like the 80s and 90s cars, the 1.8 liter. So did you know that they have all the setups for boosting them already? Because they were made, they didn't want to like manufacture different engines for racing. So they're just like plugs in the engine block that you can just hook up oil coolers and stuff to. There we go. There you go. This is actually the car that I've seen around and I would like to get eventually. Oh, this is cool. Oh yeah, much slower than the Lancia. But still very cool. It has that edgy, like, 80s, late 80s vaporwave aesthetic. Oh, this is the supercharged variant. So, what I can tell you is if I take my cursor here, this part here, this is a well-known aerodynamic issue with the first series MR2. This kind of dip down structure. Air will come over like this. It'll detach on this front part, come up, reattach over here at high speeds. It'll detach over here, but then when it comes here, it can't follow this sharp turn, and so it'll start spinning and circling here, which allows some air to get in here on the top to cool the engine. But your main cooling is coming through these two side vents. So that's kind of undesirable. They added this spoiler on the back because it doesn't help with this section right here, but it does help with the chaos that came here because it kind of cleans up the air before it gets to this back. Anyway, that's my aerodynamics spiel. So that's why in this other generation, the second generation, they cut this right here. So if I were to get one, I really cared about aerodynamics, I would but I still like the look. I would probably get like this where they use this to kind of extend this leading edge a little bit to kind of direct the flow. I probably do that, but all the way down here to the back of the trunk. Very interesting. Did it affect handling much? It does. So when you have chaos back here, what it does is it creates a low pressure region right here, and you're creating a high pressure region up here. So kind of what you want to do is you want to keep air moving fast back here, and you want to slow down air here. And they kind of have that here. They have a dam splitter. So what that does is it keeps air, splits it over here. Fast moving air goes this way. And then the rest goes down on the bottom. And they also have here, can't really see it, but it looks like they probably had, on this edition, they probably had a belly pan on the bottom, which kind of smooths out the air going down here so it doesn't generate as much lift. The other things, not so much that affect handling. Pop-up headlights do affect handling. And my car has pop-up headlights. I can kind of feel it initially. But interestingly enough, sometimes at certain speeds, these pop-up headlights actually help with my flow separation back here, because it trips spinny wind here, and it's called turbulent wind. But smooth, nice wind kind of pansies out when it tries to go around curves. So that's why, like, on a lot of cars, you'll see, like, those little fins in the back that they have, like, a row of them. Those are vortex generators. And they make the spinny turbulent wind. And the turbulent wind brings in energy, and it does a much better job at staying attached to surfaces. They are a pain, but it's one of the best things you can do to, if you don't have a belly pan, and making and retrofitting your car to have a belly pan is one of the best things you can do for aerodynamics. And one of the easiest. The other thing is to make sure that you have a nice swooping back like this. So on people that are super serious about fuel economy, you'll see them extend out their car all the way to the back here and into a point, as much as they can while still keeping their headlights visible. Yeah, no, it changes a lot, because you don't think a lot about what's underneath your car, but it's a mess of pipes and ridges and all sorts of stuff that trip that turbulent flow. It seems kind of counterintuitive. Turbulent flow creates more drag generally on a flat surface. However, so on the bottom here, if we want it flat and just going smooth, because it's not going to separate because it's going straight. So we want nice smooth flow on the bottom. Here, where we have difficult geometry, that's where we want the turbulent flow, because we reduce drag more by kind of tucking the air and making less of a separation bubble back here. Basically splitting the air less. Because each time you make spinny stuff, it takes energy to do that, which is taken away from you going fast. But if you didn't have it and you have the pansy smooth air coming over here, it just completely separates and you get this big bubble that like just goes back like that. Or if you have the turbulent air, it comes down here and you have a much shorter separation. Anyway, that's my basic car aerodynamics spiel. Resistant physics? So yeah, so it's resistance. You think of it as drag. But yeah, it's stuff that you don't really see, and that's kind of why I wanted to do the wind tunnel slash the water tunnel if I can, because it becomes much easier to see what's going on if you add like little things. You can also do like tufts. You can use tufts to visualize things, and that works pretty well on full-size cars. So what we use tufts for is to see what's happening on the air layer right on the surface of something. And if they're straight, that means you have nice straight, nice laminar flow. That's the flow that usually makes more drag on a less drag on a flat surface, but it kind of chickens out when it has to turn really hard. And then if the little tufts in areas where they are kind of either not being blown at all or they're blowing erratically, that's where you know you have turbulent flow on the skin. Because turbulent flow spins and weaves all over the place. It's really cool. You'll see it if you ever look up a demonstration on an airplane. You can use it to see when a plane's going to stall out. You'll see it, and if the plane's designed well, it will happen gradually across the wing. But if it's designed poorly, it'll happen all at once. Is there software that maps that out for you? You can. So, for free stuff, I'm trying to think of simple stuff. So, for really, really simple, like 2D geometry, there's a program called Xfoil. And it uses simplified theory, so you can run a bunch of situations without taxing your computer too much. It is a coding language, and you do need 32-bit compatibility in order to run it. But it's a very basic, has a bunch of like airfoil shapes, but you can make your own, and it will approximate where you have fast flow, where you have slow flow, where you have high pressure, and where you have low pressure over the skin. There are more advanced ones like ANSYS or SolidWorks. A free one is called OpenFoam, and these are what are called CFD, computer fluid dynamics. But you really, really need to understand the physics of what's going on and also the limitations of which models you're using. Because it's really easy to get inaccurate results with CFD. You also have to know that CFD is getting better at doing stuff where it's turbulent and it's separating. But CFD is still pretty bad at correctly showing you what's going to happen when things start getting messy and flow starts separating off of things. The direction of the wind turbulence. Sort of. It's hard. So turbulence, it's hard to give it a direction, except in very specific cases. And that's because turbulence very quickly becomes very complicated. It spins in very complicated 3D ways. And it has big spins and little spins inside of it, and they're all mixed together, usually. So in a lab setting, sometimes you can, there's certain special flows that you can do. Like, for example, really interesting ones are, there is, off of if you put air past a rolling cylinder, you will get these eddies, and you'll get a tuft that comes off that spins like clockwise, and then it'll kind of shed off and go with the flow, and then another will go and it'll alternate between counterclockwise and clockwise, and that's super interesting. Another one that's really interesting is called the cat's eye flow. You can do it if you have like a wavy ridge like you have on like metal roofs. And if you space out the ridges... Oh, hello. Goodbye. My people need me. But if you pass air over them, and you space it out correctly, you'll actually get flow that spins just like inside of the wells. And air's spinning around it, but the little spirals never go anywhere. And that's actually a way you can reduce drag on things. It reduces drag. I forget how my professor explained it, but he researched it at Caltech. But yeah, the difficulty with that is it's very specific to how fast you're going. So you need different geometries for different speeds. tried so hard in physics in high school and I get problems wrong all the time. That's normal. I wouldn't feel bad about that. Most engineers are not actually that smart. They just really, really love what they do. So they're willing to get things wrong until they get stuff right. But yeah, you don't need to be smart to be an engineer. You have to at least have like the mettle and the desire to do this sort of stuff. And not everybody has that desire because there are a bunch of different stuff that needs to be done. I like to say that, like, I don't like to say that people are dumb because there are a lot of different kinds of intelligence. Like, I know stuff about aerodynamics and I know stuff about like working on cars and stuff. But like, example, when it comes to like color matching and stuff, like when I'm painting my house, I don't have a really good concept of blending colors together and getting the effects that I want. It's something I struggle with. But there are people that like have dedicated their lives to figuring that stuff out. So yeah, it's... And then like stuff like really skilled like production work, I see people do it, but I'm not good at it. I'm not good with my hands. So I really, really appreciate like the different intelligences that there are out there in different fields. Yeah, it's something I picked up from one of my professors. I wasn't always that way. I used to really look down on people for being air quotes stupid. But it definitely changed when I realized there were a lot of things that I just wasn't good at. Sort of like the point where I got over myself. And that point was like when I was thrust into a third world country and had to learn the language and didn't know anything about the culture. That really helped wake me up. So, as difficult as it was, I would never trade that experience for anything. Because it helps me to this day, like, when I do, like, project management stuff, and I work with people, and I accept that people are imperfect, and we've come up with, like, strategies to get around, like, not get around, but to, like, to support ourselves in our weakness. All that came from my time in South America. And I noticed it really put me ahead when I was in college, because it was like the life experience that a lot of my classmates didn't have yet. But if they're in a position and they're looking to constantly improve, they will eventually find that experience. And then again, we're all on a journey. We're all only human. It's kind of silly to like look down on somebody that just has a later start on the starting line than you did. Because at one point you were there too, so we kind of, as we improve our situation, or it's kind of like if you've ever in high school had to read Plato's allegory of the cave. The guy that spent his entire life in the cave and then he comes out, but then he can no longer understand the perspective of the guy that's only in the cave. It's kind of like that. And I think that's kind of what he was going at. Is like, hey, you need just to be aware, like, as you get smarter, as you improve, you have to be careful of losing touch with the perspective that you had before. I give the rough around the edges construction workers. They seem hard-headed on the outside and sometimes asshats. But I sure as hell won't be welding a skyscraper hundreds of feet in the air. I hear ya. Give them some slack. Yeah, exactly. And again, there is a lot of tribal knowledge that people that have been on like construction crews have. Like, they know little tips and tricks. They know how to like optimize things in a way that you don't, unless you've had that experience. It's really interesting. When I'm at my job, I always try to listen to the mechanics. I can't always do everything that they want because of the definition of my job, but I try to listen to them, and I always keep them informed on any decisions that I'm making, especially ones that affect them. But yeah, it's really impressive. Like, I saw some guys doing rivet work and it's so loud, and they just have it down to an art form. There's this guy, he just is running a line down, and he just has like a sliding chair on rollers, and he's just like moving, and they work in tandem. So it's really impressive that like they just know where each one is without communicating. Different crowds, I love them all. That's sometimes I have to catch myself, usually when I'm driving and people cut other people off. But as long as there isn't a collision, I guess it's fine. It's just me being like, dude, if you're gonna do something, like, let people know when you're on the road. It's not a racetrack unless you're on a racetrack. I'm looking at you, BMW owners. Use your signals. But yeah, no, we're not perfect. I am guilty of sometimes not giving enough time when I'm signaling. I try not to, though. So I'm not sure if I can describe this, but this game does really good things with rumble. Like, I can feel the car rumbling in my hand on the controller. Some people definitely drive. It's always the BMW owners. I think that it's like a stereotype, but I think there are a lot of people that they've just... they never were taught to think about everything around them as they're driving, or some people just don't have the... Like, there are different people have different capacities for spatial awareness. So some people just really can't, which is dangerous for everyone around them. But I understand, like, you can't see everything all the time. And different cars have really bad blind spots too. But like, being aware of those blind spots and learning and improving every day is really important if you want to stay safe. Whenever I have passengers in the car, I always ask if there's some way that I can improve my driving, or if there's something I'm doing that makes them uncomfortable or feel unsafe. Usually they say no out of politeness, but that's how I learn, is I was like, hey, just be honest with me. Is there something that I'm doing that scares you? I learned a lot from asking those questions. Defensive driving for sure. Yeah, I love my car. It's a Saturn SC2, so still a commuter car, but pretty zippy for a commuter car, despite being front wheel drive. But one thing I really love about it is I have almost no blind spots, so I can see everything. Yeah, I've only owned Saturns. My dad was a Saturn nut, and I have literally replaced almost every part other than the insides of the engine on the Saturn S series, which I believe to be the only true Saturn. But that's just me gatekeeping the Saturn community. But yeah, no, they're not a race car, but they, especially with when they introduced the double overhead cam engine, it increased the horsepower by about 24 horsepower, but didn't increase the weight. So the double overhead cam version are very zippy. Like, if you're talking power to weight ratio, it's around the same level as an Integra, and it's just under a Mini Cooper. My friend had one. Accessing some of the parts is difficult to get to. That is true. For the most part, it's easy, but getting the belt is sometimes difficult. Either you need a very long wrench, or you need to do the double wrench technique, where you extend it with another wrench. Getting the transmission out was kind of difficult because, well, one, the ones I've had are automatic. I'm looking to get a manual car as like a secondary car, which would probably be like the MR2 or something like that. But because I like having the control over which gear I'm in. But what I was gonna say. But What was I gonna say? And that's because on that one, if you don't have an engine lift, you have to drop the entire bottom frame and you have to like lower the transmission down. It's like 300 pounds of just metal. But yeah, I did swap one out on my first Saturn S series. Mine's the one with the pop-up headlights. It's fun. I recently repainted the hood because it's from 96 and I needed to like do some rust protection because especially the hood, it sees a lot of heat cycles, so the paint will wear faster there. But once I get a second car, my goal is to restore it. And once the engine and transmission go out, I kind of want to do a manual swap on it. That being said, I still have a ways to go on the engine, and I actually have a second one, a second Saturn SC2 from the same year. That's a rust bucket, but the drivetrain is still good. So technically, I have a spare part machine just like sitting there. It definitely has fewer miles on it than mine has, just because I drive so much. Especially the last bit, where I've been commuting so far. The last 3 months. That, and I've been on several 1,000+ mile road trips in that car. I have some mileage on it. Not as much as my old one. My old one, I sold it when it had 285 miles. Sorry, 285,000 miles on it, I guess. And it was starting to make old car sounds in the engine. It definitely needed to be taken apart and have at least the oil rings replaced. But this one is only at 180,000, so... The one that I have. And the other one is at 160,000. It doesn't get driven around a lot. I absolutely love what I love what the ray tracing does for this game. You have so many good reflections, the lights feel realistic. It just, I think for any game, I think this game definitely this game is definitely better for having ray tracing. I don't think every game is better with ray tracing. But I think this game is a better experience with ray tracing. And I am excited. It's not perfect, but once you have ray tracing set up, you get realistic lighting basically for free. You don't have to deal with like baked-in lighting or anything. I keep forgetting that they can't crash into me. I just about panicked. Airplane graveyard circuit. Oh, it's a championship. Reward a Hoonigan. Chapeline Turbo presents. Is this one where you have to have a certain car? Okay, so we have to drive in this BMW. Nah. I'm good. I want to have fun with my MR2. It definitely makes fun engine sounds, and I like it. But yeah, eventually I would like to get into engine volumetric mapping and stuff. I definitely want to do it on a well-known engine, though. The Saturns are not exactly known. Not a lot of people work on them, so not much is known about the engine or the electronics. So it makes it difficult to know exactly how you should be driving the engine. Although I've heard that newer standalone ECUs, as long as you have a wideband oxygen sensor somewhere in the pipe down line, they're pretty good at tuning themselves as long as you get the displacement of the engine and the RPM range of the engine down. Or I guess the volumetric efficiency. Yes, the night driving, I love night driving. I also like it because that's when nobody's on the road. So I can do fun things. Definitely not during deer season though. I don't drive fast during deer season. Or during spring, because new deer are dumb. They have not been weaned, they have not been thinned out yet. At the places where I like to have fun. Here, 1 second. I'm going to... We'll get rid of the cosmetic damage. There. Now we can see better. Ixer, the Zoom Master. Another car I think would be really fun, and it would probably be easier to get parts. It's kind of a divisive car, but I like the Chevy Z4. It was made in the late 80s and early 90s. And I like the design on that one. I don't like the newer ones. Well, I don't like the design of the newer ones. I am totally for high performance cars. But not the Camaro, sorry, the Corvette. The Z5 Corvette. Z4 Corvette. Sorry, C4. Or the Z1. But the new ones are basically supercars, and I think supercars have their place, but I think it's on the track. I want a car that isn't too fast, but still is a lot of fun to drive. And cars like for example, those older Corvettes, or not so much the Corvettes, but like the MR2 or the Mazda Miata. Those are cars that are just fun. They're not fast, but they're fun. Now that hypercars on the highway is what I consider overkill. It really is. It's more of a status symbol than anything else. And you can only use like the first 3 gears legally on most places. No, again, like I said, they have their place on the track. Definitely. But I don't think normal people should be driving super and hypercars. And the reason why is you just look at the crash rate of these cars. So a lot of people that have the money don't necessarily have the training or the reflexes to drive such cars. And again, the more power and torque you generate, the more the car wants to kick out from you. Yeah, no, definitely not. Maybe a specialized license. Yeah, I don't think you would ever make it through here in the States, but I do think it would be a good idea to have better driving courses. But that's a hard pill to swallow, because having a car is so essential for US living that you kind of want everybody to have a car just so that they can have a job. But yeah, I definitely think that there needs to be more attention to driver safety. That's the same. My stance on like firearms is the same. I don't think it's inherently wrong to have a firearm. I do think it's wrong to have a firearm and not fully understand it and not respect the amount of energy that it creates and its potential to do damage. It would be a good idea. But yeah, again, it's a big issue to tackle. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. But like, I definitely tried to teach myself. I study like the physics behind it. I practice. Dang, I practiced a lot. And so far, I've only been in 2 accidents. One was a fender bender, where somebody bumped into me from behind when I was younger. And another one was more recent. It was the first car that I actually wrecked. But it was because I was borrowing someone else's car. So 1, I was unfamiliar with it. 2, it was like a 4-lane road, but it was in Utah. So if you've ever seen the roads there, they're like super narrow lanes, and they pack as many of them in there as they can. And then it was wet out, and the tires of the car I was borrowing were balding. And it was a heavy car. So all that combined, I was going straight through an intersection, and a young driver decided to take a left-hand turn when they didn't have the right of way, and I couldn't stop in time to not run into them. I did manage to change my trajectory, so I hit them in the back instead of hitting them in the front where the driver was. But yeah, so both cars totaled, and then she totaled Porsche 911 914. So I was glad I didn't total that one. Hola, extensive. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, no, she wrecked the Porsche. Damage control is sometimes all you can do at points. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I was fine just because the car I was in was so massive. It was like a Durango. One of the newer Durangos. And my uncle kind of wanted to get rid of it anyway because it was his... unfortunately, it was the car that his wife left behind when she died. And also, it was breaking down every 2 months. So actually, when I was borrowing, he asked me if I could just really floor it and trash the transmission so he could get rid of it. So he was actually happy that the car was crashed. He wasn't happy that I was like in danger, but he was happy that it was gone. Which I don't understand, but he's just financially in a very different situation than I am. But yeah, I got that car I was in got wrecked. The car that she was in, she was pretty bad off because she wasn't very experienced. The Porsche didn't really get wrecked. So what happened is when I ran into her, it spun her, and so she clipped the very front of the Porsche, so she scratched the paint on the front bumper cover. But the person, the wife of the person that was driving the Porsche started screaming. Like really, like I looked over at her and I saw that the thing had barely been touched. So the first thing I did is I take the car off of the street as much as I can and then shut it off. I make sure that I'm not injured. And then I go over and I look at the other driver because I've seen she's like run into something else. So I pulled her out of the car and turned the car off so that in case there was a gas leak. But yeah, no, she's just there screaming. And then I called 911, and so I guess I was the cause and also, well, one of the participants, but also the first responder. That was kind of weird. Speak Spanish, bro? Sí, yo hablo español. Yo no soy latino nativo, pero yo viví en Perú por algunos años, entonces yo hablo español. But yeah, damage control. Pero sí, cuando estoy hablando con Pan, yo voy a hablar inglés, y cuando te hablo a ti, yo voy a hablar en español. Entonces, ¿todo chévere? So I just told, I told Extensive, no te preocupes, yeah. I just told Extensive that, like, I'll speak to you in English, I'll speak to him in Spanish. ¿Todo chévere? Claro, pues. Oh, claro, pe. Oh, gracias por el follow, Extensive. ¿Cómo estás? Bueno, no me conoces todavía, entonces yo voy a Yo voy a decir lo que es lo que hago. Yo soy un ingeniero de... Yo trabajo con aviones y cohetes de tiempo completo y en mi tiempo libre yo hago juegos, hago cosas de ciencia, yo hago signos, cosas así. Eso es lo que hacemos aquí en el stream. Ahorita no estoy haciendo mucho parte de juegos porque estoy mudándome. Entonces yo no tengo el equipo para hacer la ciencia, pues. Cochetes interesantes, ¿eh? Ya, claro, pues. Cohetes. Claro. Sí, yo no conozco esta palabra cohetes. Ah! Maybe I should pay attention to the road. Tal vez es mejor si yo presto atención a manejar, pues. Era cohetes, ok. Tampoco conozco esta palabra, entonces. Muchos de las jergas de diferentes países no conozco. El área en lo que yo vivía de Perú se llama Callao y tiene un acento y jergas muy extraños y únicos a ese lugar. Ah, vale. Ah. Pero sí. Pero sí, ahorita me hace mucho sueño. Yo soy mexicano. Así puede que algunas jergas no las entiendas. Sí, bueno, mi abuela es mexicana, entonces a veces ella habla cosas y no entiendo. Cuando regresé de Perú, cuando yo aprendí a hablar español, yo hablaba con ella. Ella también habla inglés, porque vive en California, pero decía cosas como ándale, ándale, mijito, y yo no entendía. Yo dije, le dije a ella, yo voy a andar ¿a dónde? ¿A dónde vamos? Y no entendía. Pero donde yo vivía, decimos cosas, un saludo allá, es, decimos habla causa o habla batería. Cosas así. Son extraños y únicas. Es date prisa, viejito. Date prisa. Apúrate. So we're talking about different Spanish slang and how I don't know a lot of it from different countries. The place I lived in Peru was a very insular, very like kind of gangster run area. And they had the very interesting way of talking that nobody else does. So the slang I know is very specific to that area. I know a little bit more now that I've been back in the States. Mostly Mexican stuff. But, yeah, it's, the other people that have really weird slang, would be people from Chile. I think it's weird. But, I mean, slang from any place is gonna be weird to somebody that's not from there. So that's where my sister learned how to speak Spanish. Entonces, extensive. Mi hermana también aprendió a hablar español. Ella aprendió a hablar español en Chile. Entonces, las jergas que ella conoce son diferentes. Y tampoco los entiendo. Pero mi hermano sí. Él aprendió el español en México. Él vivía en Tampico. Bueno, el área alrededor de Tampico. Entonces todos nosotros, aparte de mi hermana que aprendió chino en Taiwán, hablamos español, pero no lo aprendimos de la familia. Y también somos muy blancos. Entonces somos todos, casi todos gringos. Pero sí, técnicamente somos mexicanos. Pero también somos chinos, escoceses, somos de Inglaterra, Alemania, Francia. Somos de todos lados. Gringo bilingües. Oh, un momento. Está bien. Sí. Pero fue muy útil cuando yo trabajaba en una tienda de partes de automóviles. Para mí fue muy útil hablar español. Porque muchos los que compraban allá fueron de México y también de Colombia. Y de Colombia casi no entendían. Casi no los entendía yo. Pero sí, ese juego está en México. Un día yo quería ir, pero el lugar de donde está mi familia en Jiménez, de Chihuahua, está bajo el control del cartel. Entonces, no es seguro visitarlo, ni visitar a la familia allá. Yeah, no, I'd like to visit Mexico, like the place where my grandma's from, but it's just too dangerous. The town that she's from got taken over by cartel. No quiero entrar mucho en el tema de carteles, pero hay más lugares para visitar. Exacto. Pero la razón por lo que yo quería visitar fue para descubrir de dónde era mi familia. Y por eso me lamento un poquito. Pero sí, hay muchos lugares. Yo tengo amigos más al sur de México. Allá es más seguro. Solo en zonas turistas ponen más carteles, sí. Sí, es que está al norte de Chihuahua y por eso están allá. Pero por ahora, mi abuelita está aquí en los Estados Unidos, entonces eso para mí me conviene. Sí, entiendo que estás un poco asustado. Bueno, sí, no es que me asusto, pero no tiene sentido ponerme en peligro si mi familia ya no está allá. Con ejemplo, cuando yo vivía en Perú, yo vivía en un lugar que estaba controlado por los mafiosos. Pero los conocía yo. Entonces, les callaba bien, entonces no me pasó nada. Fue chistoso porque también me callaba bien con los dos lados de la pelea. Entonces yo podía andar donde yo quería Pero no todos lo podían hacer. Claro. Sí, es si conoces la gente adentro. Eso es lo que yo no tengo. Yo me siento cómodo en regresar a Perú porque yo conozco a muchas personas allá. Y yo sé dónde estar. Pero cuando yo estaba allá, yo tenía una meta. Yo sabía por qué yo estaba allá. Yo tomé el riesgo porque tenía sentido. Entonces no me asusto tanto porque he visto tanto que no me asusto ya. Pero yo sé que yo tengo familia y ellos estarían tristes si algo me pasó. Entonces esa es la razón por la que no lo hago. Espero que puedas visitarlo con más calma. Yo también. Si la situación se hace más tranquilo, yo voy al toque, pues. André en carro, pues. Pero ya, por ahora, en el futuro. Seamos sinceros, la situación no mejora, créeme. Ya, sí. Pero yo puedo esperar. Sí, pero por lo menos yo aprendí uno de los idiomas de mis ancestros, pues. Pero me costó aprenderlo, pues. No soy muy hábil en aprender diferentes idiomas. Fue diferente, porque en Perú intentaron robarme con armas, pues. Entonces aprendí muy rápido. Pero con los otros idiomas no es tan fácil. Sí, yo voy a vivir hasta el 2500. I don't want to lug the engine here. But yeah, I am talking in Spanish, but you guys feel free to chat in English. I will respond in English to those that speak to me in English. Also, don't feel compelled to chat. You guys are totally free to chill out and lurk. Pero sí, mi hermano conoce más el México, pero solo hay parte en lo que él vivía. Bueno, un gusto conocerte. Me tengo que ir a dormir, mañana trabajo. Oh, yo también. Cuídense mucho y excelente stream. Ah, gracias, Extensive. Un gusto. Sí. Puedes estar aquí cuando quieras. Hablaré en español igual en inglés. Alright, see you, Extensive. Gracias, amigo. Cuídese. Hasta luego. I want to play more. I want to play more, but I'm looking at the time. I should really be getting to bed. Ya le puso nervioso, jaja. Es que estoy viendo la hora y yo tengo que dormir para el trabajo también. Hace tarde y... Sí, yo debo dormirme. Entonces yo voy a... Alright, vemos... ¿Quién está aquí? Podemos hacer un raid con Sprite. We can raid... Sorry guys, I should tell you guys in English too. I'm gonna finish up the stream for today because it's getting really late out. And I wasn't feeling too good today at work. So I should get some sleep before I clock in for work tomorrow. No problem. Thanks for chilling. We'll see you later. Yeah, so I'm gonna set up a raid for Sprite. So be nice. And she's playing Dave the Diver right now, so more underwater fun times like when we were playing Dredge. Okay, 1 second. Let me set this up. Okay, me quedo a la red. Gracias, extensive. But yeah, Sprite's super cool. Give her a follow if you haven't yet. Dale un follow. Ella es muy buena gente. And she has a new model for the month. So I think she changes his clothes like every month. It's way fun. Raid message. Okay, let me set up a raid message. There we go. There's our raid message. Give it a copy. And go support Sprite. She's really cool. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I really needed it. And I really appreciate it. So I'll see you all later. Bye.